Right now on IUSTV News, 3 weeks of classes and already several reported sexual assaults. We have an update on where the numbers stand and a recent arrest.
Plus, under investigation, why the university is looking into allegations against a former basketball team doctor.
And swastika found outside a Bloomington synagogue. We have details as police search for a suspect. We are getting into the height of the red zone where the number of sexual reports are highest. Thanks for joining us. I'm Shelby Brown.
And I'm Kamellia Tredway. You're watching IUSTV News. So far this semester, there have been at least 8 reported sexual assaults on the Bloomington campus.
And police have made 2 arrests as well. Our Ashton Hackman explains what led to the arrest and what one IU office is doing to help victims in need.
Only 3 weeks into the start of the fall 2024 semester, and there have been 8 reported sexual assaults on the Bloomington campus. 2 have ended in the arrest of an IU student.
At the beginning of the semester, we see more parties, and we know that alcohol-facilitated sexual assaults are something that are pretty common on college campuses.
On Friday, an IU crime notice was sent for a rape that was reported at the Sigma Alpha Epsilon frat house. IU police didn't give any other details, but said the suspect is a member of the frat and the case remains open. It came just days after IUPD arrested 18-year-old Gregory Gabler on 2 charges of rape. According to court documents, the assault happened at Wilkie Hall after an IU football game. Gabler denied to answer any questions when asked by police. During Welcome Week, police arrested 18-year-old Jackson Arnold after a girl reported she was repeatedly inappropriately touched by a male student during move-in week.
This is the first time away from home for a lot of students, and so learning how to navigate that can be a challenge.
Sally Thomas with the IU Office for Sexual Violence Prevention and Victim Advocacy says more reports may not necessarily mean more sexual assaults.
I absolutely think seeing more people coming forward and reporting means that we are creating somehow an environment where people feel comfortable doing so. I don't necessarily think that it means more assaults are happening. I think that people are more aware of resources.
In Bloomington, Ashton Hackman, IUSTV News.
And in just the last hour, we've heard an update from IUPD. We're told the suspect in the rape reported at SAE has been arrested for 2 reported rapes. 20-year-old Noah Apgar is charged with 5 counts of rape. He was arrested Tuesday evening. We're told he has been trespassed from the university and the case remains open. We'll keep you updated, of course.
IU has opened an investigation into former allegations on a basketball team doctor who gave inappropriate rectal and prostate exams to players. The university says a former player came forward saying Dr. Brad Bomba Sr. performed the exams decades ago, and it was a common requirement for all players on the team. Bomba spent 3 decades as an IU athletics doctor for several teams, including the IU men's basketball team. His work ended in the late 90s. An outside firm is conducting the investigation and asking anyone who may have also experienced similar conduct to call their hotline. In a statement, IU said, quote, "We ask for the IU community to have patience as we search for the truth and to have confidence that the university's actions will be consistent with our values," end quote. Bomba Sr. was a former Hoosier athlete in the 50s and is the IU Bloomington Athletics Hall of Fame. We'll keep you updated.
IU President Pamela Whitten was granted a $175,000 bonus, the maximum allowed for her salary. This bonus comes after ongoing criticism of the Whitten administration. IU Bloomington faculty passed votes of no confidence after several protesters were arrested while protesting on campus last semester. It was the first time since 2005 that an IU president faced a vote of no confidence.
A Bloomington woman is facing a new charge of murder after the man she is accused of stabbing in August has died at an Indianapolis hospital. 25-year-old Briley Turner has been in jail on charges of attempted murder and aggravated battery. The Marion County coroner identified the man as 36-year-old Michael Hodge. The stabbing happened at Kinzer Flats on August 18th. Turner is back to court in October.
A 16-year-old Bloomington High School South student is now facing charges for pointing a knife at another student. Bloomington police tell us the teen and another student walked to the South Walnut Street McDonald's after class. The victim was found ordering food, and the other student reportedly pulled the 6-inch knife and asked for $5. Police said surveillance video shows the teen and the knife that was in the boy's backpack.
Bloomington police are looking for the person they say left a piece of wood with a swastika outside an area synagogue. It happened at Congregation Beth Shalom on East 3rd Street around last Tuesday. Police tell us the person is seen on security video approaching the entrance and leaving the swastika drawing. No arrests so far have been made.
If you drive into Bloomington on State Road 48 on the west side, heads up, INDOT is closing the highway over Richland Creek for a bridge construction project. That is between Vernal Pike and Garrison Chapel Road. The office INDOT detour adds an extra half hour to the trip. The closure is expected to last up to 3 months.
As flu season approaches, an opportunity to combat the sickness is making its way to campus. The Student Health Center is offering free flu shots throughout flu season. This encourages Bloomington to stay healthy. The flu shots are free and available for enrolled students, faculty, and staff at IU. These shots are by appointment only and must be scheduled online. For more information about specific dates and times to get your free flu shot, visit healthcarecenter.indiana.edu.
Just 2 months after the first assassination attempt, former President Donald Trump was targeted again last Sunday.
The United States Secret Service reveals more details on the attempt. Here's Brian Abel.
We view this as extremely serious and are determined to provide answers as to what led up to the events which took place.
Leadership from the FBI, Secret Service, and other federal agencies assuring the public and the former president that they will bring an apparent attempted assassination suspect to justice. Ryan Wesley Ruth is accused of taking position with a rifle outside a fence along Trump's West Palm Beach golf course Sunday, where Mr. Trump was playing.
The subject, who did not have line of sight to the former president, fled the scene. He did not fire or get off any shots.
Keep walking!
Ruth didn't get far, captured along an interstate a short time later.
Our FBI agents then attempted to interview him, and he invoked his right to an attorney.
Ruth was officially charged Monday with 2 federal counts, including possession of a firearm while a convicted felon and for having a weapon with an obliterated serial number. Authorities say he has a lengthy criminal history in North Carolina and on social media is an outspoken Trump critic and a fervent supporter of Ukraine.
We are going through what he posted and any searches he conducted online.
Agents are also analyzing the rifle, backpacks, and other items left at the scene.
DNA has also been collected from those items, which are being sent to Quantico for testing.
Still to be determined, did Ruth act alone?
If he's part of a conspiracy, then this whole thing really takes on a very ominous tone.
In West Palm Beach, Florida, Brian Abel reporting.
Ruth was assigned a public defender and more charges are pending. Prosecutors want Ruth detained until trial, calling him a flight risk. That hearing is set for next week.
The state of Indiana is bringing back the death penalty after almost 15 years.
Still ahead, a Fort Wayne man will be the first execution in state since 2009. Plus, after multiple accusations, performer Sean Diddy Combs is arrested 3 different felony charges. We have an update on the case.
But first, IU is taking a deep dive into how artificial intelligence impacts the spread of misinformation. We're back in a few.
Indiana University will be at the forefront of groundbreaking research driven by elevated fears of AI-powered misinformation. A team of experts will lead the project to investigate how artificial intelligence impacts the spread of misinformation and radical messages online. The U.S. Department of Defense gave the university a $7.5 million grant to begin research in hopes of answers regarding the growing presence of artificial intelligence. Problem solving is the key to humans' advantage over AI, says lead investigator YY On.
I think one of the most important kind of shield we have
is critical thinking. I mean, it's almost boring to say that because everyone say that, but I think it's such an important point.
The research for the 5-year project will take place in the Luddy Artificial Intelligence Center here in Bloomington.
In a 5-0 decision, the Indiana Supreme Court has officially set a date to carry out the state's first execution in over 14 years. Joseph Corkin will be executed just before sunrise on December 18th. A jury convicted Corkin in 1999 for shooting and killing his brother, his sister's fiance, and 2 of their friends. Governor Eric Holcomb and Attorney General Todd Rodica filed a request to start the executions within the state. Indiana is one of the 21 states where the death penalty is still legal. 10 inmates are currently on death row in that state. Okay. Production at Boeing Washington State plant has essentially come to a costly halt as federal negotiators, a key union, and the aircraft manufacturer try to reach a deal to bring 33,000 workers back on the job.
Karen Kafa is in Washington with the latest on the strike.
Federal mediators working to bring Boeing and the union representing 33,000 of its workers closer together.
If you want to attract talented people here, you have to give them a decent pay rate.
Late last week, members of the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers Union rejected a deal reached between union leaders and Boeing and walked off the job.
Give me back my retirement, give me my decent pay raise, and you'll have 33,000 people actually willing to help you build airplanes.
Since 2018, a series of crashes and near disasters have dented Boeing's finances and reputation. But last year, Boeing's then CEO saw a 45% pay raise, while wages of Boeing's union workers stayed flat. Art Wheaton of the Cornell University School of Industrial and Labor Relations says the workers have leverage because their work is so specialized.
It is a huge problem trying to replace those workers because there's not a lot of people that know how to build airplanes, especially these large airplanes around the world. There's a very limited skill set for this.
In a Monday employee memo, Boeing announced temporary spending cuts, including a hiring freeze and travel restrictions, and said furloughs of employees and executives are possible.
A strike can cost them more than $1 billion a week, so they really do need to get this solved quickly.
Union members say they want a 40% pay bump over 4 years to make up for recent inflation and for nearly 2 decades of past contracts that downsized retirement and health care benefits.
The last major strike of Boeing workers was in 2008 and lasted for more than 8 weeks and cost the company about $1.2 billion.
Producer and performer Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested on charges of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. This indictment comes after multiple complaints of assault to women. Combs is also accused of using his various businesses and employees to cover up the abuse. Prosecutors say Combs ran a criminal enterprise that includes sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and destruction of justice. All charges his attorney says they will fight.
I spent the evening with him. I was with him until about 1 o'clock. His spirits are good. He's confident. He is dealing with this head on, the way he's dealt with every challenge in his life. And he's not guilty. He's innocent of these charges.
Prosecutors are asking Combs to be held in jail until trial.
SpaceX could face hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines for alleged safety violations during a pair of uncrewed launches last year. The FAA said SpaceX has failed to include a readiness poll 2 hours before it launched an Indonesian satellite in June of 2023, and that it has used an unapproved control room for the launch. SpaceX is also accused of fueling its Falcon Heavy rocket at an unimproved propellant storage facility the following month. SpaceX has 30 days to respond to the FAA.
The world's richest man, Elon Musk, could soon add another title to his roster, the world's first trillionaire. The Tesla CEO is on track to earn the position by 2027. Musk's net worth has been growing rapidly at an average rate of 100% per year. The often controversial CEO has a sprawling business empire that spans from electric vehicles and social media to space rockets and miniature brain implants. His fortune is estimated at nearly $250 billion right now.
Students at the Georgia High School, which was the center of the deadliest school shooting this year, will return to classes next week. A phased reopening of Appalachia High School in Windeer is set to begin Tuesday. Students will ease back into their routines with half-days for nearly the first 2 weeks back in school. The school is expected to return to a full-time schedule on October 14th.
Next on IUSTV News, how to deal with parental stress. We have some tips in today's Health Minute.
Plus, when, if ever, will we get a break from this heat? Quentin has a check of the forecast on the other side of this break.
It's deemed a significant public health issue. The U.S. Surgeon General says parents are overwhelmed and burned out with the dizzying pace of the world.
And while he's calling for shifts in policy and cultural norms, mental health experts say there are also ways to navigate all those feelings. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has some ideas about how to cope with parental stress.
Being a parent isn't always easy.
No! Finally, this is a topic that's receiving the attention that it deserves and is long overdue.
Psychologist Adam Borland with Cleveland Clinic says parents today are navigating stressors that they didn't grow up with, including things like social media, 24-hour news cycles, internet safety, school safety, the COVID-19 pandemic. It can all feel a little overwhelming.
I think it comes down to a sense of acceptance, the fact that I am feeling this way. It's not a weakness. It's the reality of the situation that I find myself in.
Borland says parents can cope by prioritizing teamwork. That includes asking and receiving help from a spouse, family member, or the community. And focusing on gratitude can help remind you of the good things in life and your wins as a parent.
It's very easy to negatively compare yourself to others without recognizing, I'm doing a really good job here.
Borland says to also find a healthy balance between things at home and other stressors that exist outside of it. Part of that also includes making time for yourself. He says self-care is not selfish.
It's the idea of carving out that time and recognizing that I'm going to be a better parent, I'm going to be a better partner, I'm going to be a better family member by attending to my self-care.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
If you need a couple cups of coffee going into the morning, a new study shows that habit might actually be good for your heart. The research found 1 to 3 cups of Joe a day could keep you from developing conditions like heart disease, diabetes, and high blood pressure. Researchers looked at self-reported data from more than 360,000 people in the UK. They found moderate caffeine intake could reduce the onset of heart disease by about 48%.
Turning to weather now, it's been quite hot again, especially during the day.
But during the mornings, not so much. Quentin is in with the forecast.
Guys, well, I know it's going to be hot for this first couple of days, but I'm telling you, there's hope. There's hope at the end of the week. So I've got a map here for our temperature averages across the nation, and it's a little weird. We've got cooler temperatures here in Southern California, and then for our Midwest in September, we have like 3-degree above average temperatures. But luckily for us tomorrow, it won't be too bad. At 8 a.m., we're going to have sun throughout the day, but temperatures at 59, and then temperatures at 76 at 12, and then temperatures at 83 around 4 o'clock. As for our game on Saturday against Charlotte, at 8 a.m. in the morning, we're going to have some temperatures around 72 degrees, but cloudy. But by 12 o'clock, those clouds will start to dissipate with temperatures around 88. And then at 2 o'clock, we've got temperatures at 89 with that sun coming out. But on Friday and Saturday, 90-degree temperatures, again, in September. It's a little nuts, but don't worry, because by the time we get to the end of the week, we've got 50% chance of rain, 40% chances of rain that are going to lower our temperatures and bring in some cooler temperatures for the rest of our week.
I'm usually not one to complain about summer weather, but I am so ready for fall.
Well, it's soon to come, I promise. Just give it some time. It's just a little rain, let it cool off, I promise.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely ready for pumpkin spice and Halloween.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Well, all right. Thank you so much, Quentin. And next in sports, another week, another win for Hoosier football. Allie has the recap in sports. Stay with us.
In Indiana's football and men's soccer team are on fire. Let's start with football. The Hoosiers opened Big Ten play with a dominant 42-13 win over UCLA, spoiling their Big Ten debut nationally televised primetime game. In Indiana's 42-13 triumph over UCLA at the Rose Bowl, quarterback Curtis Rourke showcased why he's a game changer for the Hoosiers. Rourke, playing every snap, exhibited remarkable poise and precision, finishing 25 of 33 for 307 yards and 4 touchdowns. His calm demeanor was evident as he converted all 9 of his third down attempts, including several long ones for 128 yards and 2 touchdowns. The performance has propelled IU to a 3-0 start.
First conference win, national TV, one of the new teams of the Big Ten. I know it'll get a lot of people's attention. I'm proud of our guys. We went in there, we wanted to play physical, tough, nasty, and we did.
Hoosiers are back in action this weekend at home against Charlotte. Indiana men's soccer kicked off the Big Ten play with a hard-fought 1-0 win against Rutgers on September 13th. Senior Tommy Mahalik netted the decisive goal in the 87th minute, capitalizing on setup from Patrick McDonald and Samuel Saver. Despite hitting the woodwork twice and being thwarted by Rutgers goalkeeper Kieran Dalton several times, the Hoosiers showcased resilience. This win marks their first victory in Piscataway and their first Big Ten opener win since the 2021 season. Up next, Indiana will host Evansville on September 17th before facing Maryland on September 20th. That's all for sports. Back to you at the desk. All right, Allie, thank you.
And let's get one last check of that 7-day
All right,
forecast.
we'll do it one more time then. As for Wednesday to Sunday, it's going to be nothing but sun and shine with temperatures at 90 degrees on Friday, getting to maxing out on Saturday at 91 degrees. And then on Monday and Tuesday, we'll see those rain chances come in, giving us some more cooler temperatures for the rest of our week next week.
All right, thanks so much, Quinton. And thank you for watching IUSTV News.
For updates between newscasts, check out IUSTV.com, and we look forward to seeing you back here very, very soon. Take care.